Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and today we are checking out Rise of the Ronin. So, I love Nioh, okay? I've played a lot of Soulsians over the years, and Nioh is still my favorite. I will say Lies of P tried really hard to overthrow Nioh 1 as my favorite Soulsian, because damn, Lies of P is fucking phenomenal, but I still really, really love the first Nioh game, and I love Nioh 1 more than Nioh 2. I think Nioh 2 is objectively a better game, but I like Nioh 1 a hell of a lot more. But that's not what we're here to talk about. But the reason that I bring up Nioh is because Rise of the Ronin is made by Team Ninja, and that is the team that made Nioh. They're also the team that made what the fuck is the stupid Final Fantasy game, Stranger of Paradise. They also made one other game recently, because somehow these people just fucking crank out games like none other, man. Like, oh yeah, Wo Long was also made by these people, and that came out last year, I think. So yeah, Rise of the Ronin is largely considered to be, even by other people that I've seen talking about it, because there were some like preview events for this, Rise of the Ronin is Nioh 3 without the title, and has some variation on it. Like, I believe this is more of an open world game, so it's kind of like Ghost of Tsushima and Nioh went like this and had a baby, but it's still made by Team Ninja. It's just kind of some of the inspiration was definitely brought up by Ghost of Tsushima from the conversation that I've been seeing. This is exclusive to the PlayStation 5, so we'll, keep that in mind in terms of like setting your level of interest as we go through these trailers. But I'm very interested to see this because I have enjoyed all of the Team Ninja games that I've played, because they do make the style of Soulsian that I enjoy the most. So yeah, here's Rise of the Ronin. So this was first shown off about a year and a half ago at a State of Play in September of 2022. In-game cinematic created for trailer use. Okay. (1863) Japan. They made an Italia game?
Of the Tokugawa's repressive rule, the black ships appeared without warning, and our nation began to tear itself apart. Those who cleave to the past, those who embrace the new, and the Ronin, a warrior free of all masters and bonds.
Oh, we got gliders, baby.
I will watch.
Where's our grappling hook?
As your blades carve.
There it is.
Your time has come. Rise as one.
It wouldn't be an open world game made today if you didn't have a glider and a grappling hook. Just saying. All right, so I went through and I searched for trailers, and this game, unless I just missed the trailer, which does happen sometimes, and for those of you that are like, yo dog, you totally missed the fucking Summer Games Fest trailer in 2023 or whatever. Thank you for those of you that point that out, because like I go through and I search these up and I try to find what I can. But sometimes I'm very confused when I do this, because I just mentioned this trailer is from the State of Play in September of 2022. And then the next trailer that I found chronologically was a pre-order trailer from December of 2023. So there was like a 15-month gap where there was just no trailers at all. And there's several more that we're going to go through that are all much more recent. But they're like, hey, we're making a game, and then they just didn't talk about it, I guess, until they had a pre-order trailer. Unless I'm just fucking missing something, which could be absolutely possible. But regardless, this is the pre-order trailer.
It is said that time marches to the beat of a drum. A fleeting moment can feel like a lifetime for those caught in its deadly rhythm. And a lifetime can pass in the blink of an eye for anyone embracing its bitter end. The only thing we know for sure is that time marches forward.
Even if we are apart, still we are one.
Without hesitation, without remorse. If the drum drives the rhythm,
Well, I see a bunch of Nioh animations in there.
directs the flow.
Let's do this together.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
How
They
many
swapped
mountains must you
characters.
move to
Ow!
alter the river below?
Let us not forget the pain of Master Schwahn and the countless others who have suffered. As the smoke rises, so shall we.
Rumor is, a Veiled will sacrifice their partner for duty. So which of you will do the deed?
Well, darn you, Team Ninja. I want this now, right? I mean, hey, PlayStation 5, yeah. I mean, I wish that... So it's a console exclusive, which tells me that at some point it's going to come to PC, right? But there is no note of when that's happening so far. So here's the gameplay overview. This is much more recent. This is from a month ago, January 31st. That's like 6 weeks. Hey, Scott Scabbers. Good to see you.
本作の舞台の一つ、横浜です。19世紀幕末の時代、最初に国外に開かれた横浜では、和と洋が入り混じった独特の街並みが広がっています。主人公は鍵縄を使って屋根の上に登ったり、装置アビキルを使って高所から滑空し上空を移動することも可能です。
Where do you keep that thing? Okay.
攻撃やガードを駆使しながら敵の攻撃を石火で弾いて体勢を崩すことも可能です。敵の武器と相性のいい流派を選ぶと戦いを有利に進めることができます。
Damn. Keep it in your glider pocket. Same place you store your you keep your horse in the horse pocket, right? Can't ring the bell for a warning if I pull you away from the bell. Oh, what the fuck is that shit? Well, okay.
戦闘では日本刀
Is that
や
supposed
長
to be
槍
a
以外に
normal
も
ass dude?
海外からもたらされた単銃などさまざまな武器が使用できます。発明家である伊賀七と因縁を深めるとさまざまなからくり装置を入手できます。取り火砲は伊賀七が作ったからくりで現代の火炎放射器のような強
Seems
力
like
な
they
遠
wanted a
隔武器
Sekiro
です。
style game.
取
Yeah,
り
but
火
it's
砲
still
やワイ
using a
オ
lot
折
of
衷のアクションである
Nioh
銃剣など
blood, right?
西洋の技術を生かした武器をうまく活用すれば強敵にも打ち勝つことができるのでぜひマスターしてください。
Fuck.
幕末を生きる人物たちと紡いだ因縁が物語に
Using a lot of
大きく
Wulong blood
影
as
響
well.
し
I
ま
mean,
す。
yeah, Team Ninja's just been kind of
ぜひ
stacking
ライ
that
ズ・オブ・
on
ザ・ロー
top
ニ
of
ンで
itself
一
for a
人の
long
ローニン
time,
とし
right?
て運命を切り開いてください。
血の揺れてない奴はついてこい。
Fuck.
それに倒すも何も幕府はもうとっくに死にてえなんで。
So, you know, one of the things that I find really interesting, though, is that all of the other games in this genre that Team Ninja have made have a mystical influence to it. Like, Nioh and Nioh 2 both use a lot of Japanese mythology. Wolong uses a lot of Chinese mythology, I believe. And then, like, freaking Stranger of Paradise, of course, is all using Square Enix properties. It's all Final Fantasy based. Use a bunch of Final Fantasy based enemies and stuff. The reason that I say that's interesting is because we've already commented a few times about, like, oh, there's Nioh animations, there's Nioh blood in it, there's Wolong blood in it. They're using their experience and probably even some of their past work and integrating it into the Rise of the Ronin. There's a couple of things there that make that a little awkward, right? So I'm moving over to this guy right here. And I'm just going to find the beginning of this fight. I'm going to mute this down because it always sounds super weird when you slow down playback speed. So the thing that's... Oh, I did 1.5, not 0.5. Lol, genius move. So the thing that I find so weird about that, though, is that they clearly wanted to use some of their inspirations. And there is a monster, one of the yokai or something like that in one of the previous games that is this big... extended out creature that does this like clawed march towards you, and it's perfectly fine and acceptable because it's a fucking monster, right? And it just strikes me as so weird that they still used that, but now it's just like a 9-foot tall dude with claw hands. Like, I have not seen any mysticism so far in Rise of the Ronin, and that's fine. I think it's okay to not have... A game doesn't have to have mysticism in it, right? Like, but it does make some of these things just a little... We'll say, like, questionable because of how they implement it. There's also a human creature with claw hands in Sekiro that is 90% copy of those movesets. Well, I mean, that's a completely different company. And like, but Sekiro also has mysticism in it, right? Like, you fight mystical beasts in it, where so much of this is just trying to be grounded, it feels like. And also we saw, I don't know if it was in this trailer or one of the other ones, but we also see them wanting to use like some of their previous work with like ogre-sized enemies. And instead it's just a dude who's like 8.5 feet tall and fat and wields a club. And it's like, he's not an ogre, but he functions like one. And I'm like, but it's supposed to be a game with normal people, right? Like that's what you're selling me is a game where you're functioning as a Ronin in just normal 1863 Japan after their borders were first forced open for trade. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that in just a general sense. Anyway, so this is the world vignette.
Rated M for mature.
I just don't give a shit about gliders anymore, by the way. Whatsoever at all. I admittedly do not need a fully explorable world in terms of like verticality. I don't need every surface to be accessible. I don't need to fly over everything. I don't need to be able to climb on top of everything. I don't need a fully open world. I need a world that is interesting to be in. I also hate the stamina system on a big agree. Like that doesn't make sense. Feels like the glider took inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Scott Scappers. Like Breath of the Wild back in 2016 was one of the first games to really popularize the open world with the glider concept. And then every open world game that came out after it got a glider. Like just every single one of them got a glider. Okay, collecting cats. I'm on board for that though. I'm sure there was a game before Breath of the Wild that did the glider thing, but Breath of the Wild is definitely the one that popularized the mechanic and the design. See, Ogre. Somehow it's just a 10-foot tall muscle dude. Is there a character creator in this? We've only seen the one guy, right? And like his childhood friend, sister, whatever, right? All right, so the world vignette summarized was it's an open world game. Done. Okay, combat vignette.
M for mature. Rated M for mature.
That's just a full-on ogre-sized human. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. High, medium, low combat styles, straight from Nioh. That's perfectly fine. It's one of the things that makes Nioh's combat system really good is the combat style mechanic. Stabbing someone with a bayonet and then pulling the trigger is metal as fuck. Like, that's fucking hardcore. Hey, it's a firearm. It spews fire. That was some Team Ninja jank, but that's fine. Still fun. The more of these I watch, though, the more like hesitant about it I feel. Story vignette, go.
M for mature.
No,
Rated M
that's
for mature.
not what I wanted. How dare you?
Rated
give me
M for
that
mature.
4K for the best compression, please.
Great white whale that's eluded all others. But my vision is clear, and my harpoon ready.
The name is Jules Brunet. I just need spirited young folks who I can teach to fight from scratch.
As an interpreter, I have many contacts, you see. And though I cannot fight like you, I am confident that I will have a role to play.
What can the people possibly do? They must stand behind the shogunate, or we all fall to the foreigners.
I have some contacts in the shogunate. If you are interested in doing a favor for them, I could make the necessary arrangements.
By our deeds, our name will ring out over Kyoto. I'm expecting you to play your part as well.
There are things one cannot accomplish alone, but a strong bond makes both parties involved stronger.
Since those ships arrived, Japan's been in turmoil. The thing is, we're not really part of either faction. I know that whichever path we choose, we'll be doing it for Japan's future.
Now is the time to show the world the tenacity of our place.
The day of reckoning is at hand. Frankly, we need all the help we can get. I'm going to need you on our side.
Eve, do you remember in Nioh and Nioh 2, nobody speaks English except for William, right? And the Shadow Man. But everyone else just speaks Japanese, because it's even a point made of, like, William doesn't fucking speak English. I'm not speaking English. He doesn't fucking speak Japanese. He starts to learn it, but he doesn't speak Japanese, so he has a hard time. And I think the same was in Nioh 2. What do they do in Wo Long? Do they do full translations in Wo Long? Because, like, when this story vignette started, I was like, oh, you know, it makes sense that the foreign ships, they all speak English, but then all of the shogunate people started speaking English too, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a surprise. I kind of expected them to stick with how they done it in the past, but then I was like, I don't actually remember how they did it in the past. Seems like you might be able to choose how the story ends. You're correct, Scott Scabbers. I think you will largely be able to cause one of the three factions to come out on top. So this is Rise of the Ronin, the Aftermath launch trailer. I don't know what the Aftermath is, but it's the latest one we got. It just came out like 3 days ago. So let's see what we got for the very closeout.
As the old order crumbles, chaos begets the new. For some, revenge is sworn for the suffering they have endured. Others will break this sacred pact in pursuit of a noble cause. Fate is shaped by our own hands. What future will you forge?
Huh. It's kind of a cheesy ad. Yeah, I'm not sure where I sit on this game, especially like it's gonna be it is $70. I do like Team Ninja a lot, but I also can't sit here and like look at you with a straight face and be like, Team Ninja makes the best Soulsians. I said they made my favorite, which is Nioh 1, but I would not say that they make the best. I think that is a constant point of discussion and contention of what would be the best Soulsian. And I don't even know how I'd begin to land on that answer, especially because I haven't played them all yet. But, you know, one of the things when it comes to they make cheesy games in general, it's true. And sometimes their cheese works better than it doesn't, right? Like, I felt like it worked great in Nioh. It worked all right in Nioh 2. It worked hilariously well to an absurd degree in Stranger of Paradise. It doesn't work very well in Wolong. And I just don't know where this game is supposed to land on that spectrum. Right? Like, it's got the Team Ninja jank, but it doesn't feel like it has the Team Ninja charm in it. And it might be because, you know, it's being published by Sony, and Sony was like, look, man, we need a Soulsian game. FromSoft it just got done with Elden Ring and Armored Core 6, so we're just not going to see anything from them for a while. We've been talking to them about Bloodborne. I made that up. And so, you know, they're like, we just need a game, man. Nor does it have the Team Ninja Soul. No, it feels like you made a game. It feels like you were doing your job because you needed to get paid, not because you were enjoying your job. Like, they're like, sure, we'll make a game. It gets us paid money. And then they're like, what do you want, Sony? And they're like, we want this. And they were like, all right, cool. We'll go make that. Right? It doesn't feel like they put their heart in it. It just kind of feels like they're like, yep, this is our brand. We made a new product. All right, there you go, Sony. We made the thing that you wanted, and we're gonna go work on, you know, the thing that we actually are wanting to make now, whatever that is, right? And I don't know what that is, because Team Ninja has such an interesting development pattern, because they do turn out games very, very quickly. Because it was like, it was 2021 was Stranger of Paradise, 2022, or was it 2022 that was Stranger of Paradise, 2023 was Wolong, and 2024 now is Rise of the Ronin. Like, boom, 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 boom. It kind of seems like Sony said, we need you to make a serious Souls-like game based in Japan, and this is what came out. Yeah, they're like, sure, we will do what we know how to do and make what you want. And, you know, who knows what involvement it comes to from Koei Tecmo or Sony or whatever. But, you know, as much as I like really love Soulsians, it feels like I want Sekiro. We have Sekiro at home. Sekiro at home. Big mood. Yeah, I can definitely see that feeling and vibe too. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm just going to leave it there, though. So that's Rise of the Ronin. Let me know how you feel. I don't know if there was like a demo. I know there's some preview events for it, because I've seen some other creators putting out their preview feelings on the game. And, you know, we'll see where that ends up landing for everything. But it's also just like, I don't even think this game is going to do super well, because it's... The problem is that while there is not coming out right now, this releases on the same day as Dragon's Dogma 2. We just looked at Dragon's Dogma 2. You want to know what looks like a vastly better game? Dragon's Dogma 2. And they literally release same day, March 22nd. And I'm like, okay. And like, it's not like they're on different consoles, right? Like, Rise of the Ronin's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Dragon's Dogma 2 is on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. So like, you have some really big contention, and they're both single player, semi-open world in some aspect, like fantasy adventure games, right? Now, like, Rise of the Ronin is definitely more of like high fantasy, where no, Dragon's Dogma is more high fantasy, where Rise of the Ronin is like not even fantasy. I don't know what to call that, like historical fiction. So, you know, you got that different blood there, and Dragon's Dogma 2 is definitely not a Soulsian, but it feels adjacent to it, where Rise of the Ronin just is a Soulsian. An open world fits a Ronin theme perfectly, though, so I like the idea. Yeah, I mean, the concept of the game is excellent. I mean, like, I fucking love Way of the Samurai, right? Like, oh my god, I played way too much Way of the Samurai 2, I think. One of them. I played a crap load of that game. Love Samurai Ronin style games, right? They're fucking excellent. I just feel like some of the things that they're using from their experience in Wolong and Nioh aren't translating over to this open world Ronin game the way that I otherwise would like to see it do so. Yeah. It'd be kind of weird as well, since that will be Team Ninja's first actual open world game. Yeah, maybe. I'd have probably, because Wo Long is the zones the same way that Stranger Paradise and Nioh is. So yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think they wanted a Souls game that resonates with the player for traveling and not just kill the next big baddie and not care about the storyline. I mean, that's probably true too. But I mean, I also feel like, at least from my own perspective, I haven't played through all of Wo Long, but Nioh 1 and 2, I did enjoy the stories a lot in Nioh 1 and 2. And while its story was absolute bombastic, silly bullshit, I also enjoyed their story and terrible fucking writing that they did for Stranger of Paradise. I have not played Ghost of Tsushima, Athena. I would like to, but I have not done so. Although, I do I own it? I don't know if it's in the closet or not, but it's coming to PC. It's coming to PC soon, which leaves like the only PlayStation first-party game to not be on PC to be fucking Bloodborne. Damn it. Anyway. Yeah, Wo Long, I couldn't follow the story. Yeah, I don't know. Team Ninja's been all over the place, because I mean, I also feel like one of the other questions could be of like, how much is the rapid rate of development of these games affecting those things, right? We just talked about how they had a new game every year, 3 years in a row, and it's like, what does that mean in terms of the way that how it affects the released product? So. But let me know what your thoughts are on Rise of the Ronin. I'd love to hear from you, or catch up with us on social media, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky. We have a Discord channel. Links to all of that are in the description below. This video was recorded live on stream, so you can join us and join in the conversation if you'd like to do so. I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you do watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.